Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the draft for Newbee versus DK. Game 1 of your best of 3 showdown here. We are in the thick of it in Group B, and this is a very, very important match. DK, 0-1. If they lose this, they are all but out of the playoffs, unlikely to advance. They would then be 0-2 and require a 3-way tie with all other teams 1 and 2. So they definitely want the win here. As for Newbee, City 1-0, a win here pretty much guarantees they would move on. There is, of course, that 3-way 2-1 tie potential, but pretty unlikely for that to happen, I would say. So with that said, we'll hop into the draft and let's see what the teams are cooking up for us here. We've got Team Newbee on the Dire side, DK on the Radiant. Very different draft already. The Chen banned first phase, the Shadow Fiend banned first phase. We did not see that at all in the last series. And then it's a first pick line from Newbee, and DK just go right into the Tiny Wisp. All right, something different here. We haven't seen the Tiny Wisp too often as of late. I'm not sure if teams feel it's weaker in this version. It seems like it's a pretty good patch for Tiny Wisp, to be honest. With the new rune change, you can get your Wisp bottle very early from level 1. You can, especially on Radiant, easily just stack and farm up the Tiny Wisp. You just need to win that one fight, even if you fall behind to come right back. And of course, you scale really well into the late game. So I'm a little surprised we haven't seen even more of this, but perhaps teams want to kind of build out their repertoire of heroes rather than get pigeonholed into just running the Tiny Wisp every game. So anyway, Newbee go back into a Queen of Pain. And with this pair, the Lion Quap and now a Morphling, they have insanely heavy magic damage. BKBs would be nice for DK at the same time. It's not really the item that Tiny normally wants to build. And as for his precious Wisp, he'll be very vulnerable to getting jumped. They're now going to grab, to follow this all up, a Centaur. And well, as we look at DK's recent results, they haven't played many matches. They've only played the one match versus Vici game, and before that, it's been 2 months since their previous games. And well, if you take their last 10 games together, they've won 2 out of their last 10. But that said, I think it's a little bit unfair to call them out on that, since so many of those were from a while ago. As for Newbee, they're running a new roster now, of course. They've lost Hal. They no longer have Xiao Wei either. And, well, in their stead, it's June as well as Mu who try to fill in and give the team... June as well as... June just replacing replacing Hal, I should say. So, 5
seconds remaining.
I'm actually not sure who's kind of the leader for this team. It's June doing the drafting now, but I'm not. I don't speak Chinese, so I don't know the players that well. But I've never really heard of June being considered like one of the captains or established leaders. Perhaps it'll be more of a leading by committee type effort, but. I mean, that was the obvious knock on Newbee after they lost Xiao 8 after TI4 was, well, they replaced him with Rabbit, whose individual play at TI was phenomenal for LGD, but who's going to lead this team? They had Hal Mu, those two had been together for a while, and so you look at they're like, okay, well, they're at least veterans, maybe they don't need someone to call the shots, but then the team looked lost at DHC, so after that tournament, you're like, well, we all know the team's good. Look at all the matches You just look at all the talent they have. They have a team full of TI winners. They not only had good drafts at TI, but they played exceptionally well individually, too. And just couldn't get the job done. So you have to feel like there's either a dearth in drafting or leadership or motivation. And presumably you want to bring in a player who can lead. But maybe June is that guy. Maybe he is. I don't know for sure. I haven't heard it about him. Most of my knowledge about the Chinese scene is, of course, gleaned from... articles and interviews and whatever content does get translated. But I think this is going to be the question mark for Newbee, and it'll be a potential concern they'll have to address moving forward. So, anyway, with that said, the draft continues now. The Witch Doctor gets banned out by Newbee. It's a decent, just like, kind of generic support hero. I don't think Witch Doctor is particularly strong this game, but just any support that you feel you want to remove. And Newbee are going to pick up the Lich, the Frost Armor, very good against Tiny, both for the buildings as well as for your heroes. And then to round things out, Newbee will go into an Axe pick. So
Team DK's turn to pick.
This Starladder overlay software is really pushing my computer to the limit, apparently. It's churning a little when it's trying to play the draft screen animation. But anyway, draft's complete now. Players are going to pick up their heroes, so I have yet to see the new Newbee roster in action. I'm guessing it's Rabbit still in the off lane, and June playing the... I guess, is it June in the 1 position? Because June was playing off lane for his old team, I believe, as well. Maybe it's Rabbit back on carry. He played pretty much every role for LGD. There was a period where he went mid. What the hell is going on? I think it somehow opened up the fight recap from last game. All right, okay. Guess it's Rabbit on the 1 position and June playing the 3, as he is not going for that off lane morph lane build. We see the early Wraith Band and branches, quite possibly even going mid. It's no, we're not seeing the early Soul Ring build up or your quick Tranquil Boots potentially. So carry Morphling will be the choice here. We'll introduce Newbee, 1-0 in Group B, looking to make it 2-0, and with that, very likely to move on into round 2 of this tournament. Moo will be playing Queen of Pain, Sanction on the Lion, Banana handling the Lich, and June on the Axe. And, well, we may have a clash here as Team DK, 0-1, 2-8 in the last 10 games, look to come back. Super, well known for his Wisp play, he'll be playing it again. Black on the Rubik. In July, the Centaur War Runner. Destroy the Juggernaut, and Virgo on the Tiny. That is a very aggressive Chuck. Whoa. If that's anyone but a Juggernaut, he probably just dies there, but yeah, he can spin his way out. Why is the chat trying to fire me? What did I do?
The battle begins.
I'm sorry, fellas. Alright, so quickly running through the wards. It looks like they will block off the pole camp. Double block, actually. Just to make extra sure that this camp is not going to be spawning. And Rubik does definitely need his levels as a support. So with this, now you're running a Queen of Pain Lion with a blocked pole camp against a Jug Rubik. Only way that they give up a kill here is if Sanction gets caught out. But he's got Boots first, so even then, it's going to be difficult. Boots first on the Jug, but none on the Rubik. This dual lane could be very promising. As for mid, though, it might be a little bit tougher. Tiny Wisp is up against the Lich, but, you know, I would say Tiny Wisp, one of the duos that can deal with the Lich dual lane the best, just because they can catch up with the stacks. They're still able to control the runes, and they have very decent kill potential. Already bringing Rabbit down low. He's got to be careful. That level 1 Strength Morph does not really offer a lot. As Black will actually make his way towards mid. There's an Observer Ward in the neighborhood. He's going to go for the Rubik Lift shenanigans. I like this. Alright, not going to waste his money on sentries. Just a lift, and then pull the creep down towards bottom. Meantime, Rabbit taking harassment. Oh, Virgo? Under the... Oh, is he not? What's he doing? I thought he was going to go for the lift. Was he... Maybe it was too late for that wave? Maybe he had to get... Maybe he ordered a little pizza and had to go to the door? Alright. Does go for the lift. But it looks like this Rubik needs to work out a little more. A little bit slow on that one. Unable to get him up the cliff. I'm not sure of the exact mechanics, if there's... Like, do you... Maybe certain creeps can't be lifted there? I guess he's just going to start stacking instead, though, but... Well, the lift doesn't pay off. It's about a minute of wasted time here, and Jug's just going to go to the rune bottom. Looks like they may get it as well. Virgo in position now. Avalanche coming out. They have the toss follow-up, but Banana's fine, it seems, for now. Oh, well, is he fine? Grabs the bounty rune on the Wisp. They can potentially even go for this Morphling. Level 2, though Tiny doesn't have the most mana. And Rabbit is almost out in his own right. They have the toss. They chuck him back to the wave. That's a big toss. One big toss for Tiny, and a big leap for DK Kind as they'll collect the first blood here. Off to a good start, and now, this time he gets the toss. Okay. He's going to pull the Centaur back. And now it's time for a little fun trip around the world as he will get a triple stack going. This is just going to fully deny the wave, so... you want to be cute with your dual lane? You want to block our pole camp? Great. You get no experience either. So, yeah, we'll manage to bring down a couple of creeps here as the massacre of the melees begins. DK with the first blood. And the Rubik stacking for the Tiny Wisp, so ultimately it works out pretty well. He gets close to his level 2 off of this. In the meantime, The one really good piece of news for Newbee is that they're running an Axe 1v1 against Centaur, so he is just gonna have a really easy time of it. Fast Tranquil Boots, likely to be a very fast Blink Dagger. Sunshine gonna make his way towards mid. It's his turn to rotate, and they need the help because they're going on to banana here. They still have a toss available. Just need to make sure you chuck the right man, and they will. He's done. Just splats as he hits the ground, and now Sunshine could be next. He walks into the lane late on the impale. There's an avalanche available. Throws out the Hex. He could have committed for it. Virgo would have gotten the Lion kill, but may have cost him his own life. And in the meantime, could be a kill top lane for June. Spinning. Spinning. Is he winning? One more? No. Needed that one additional spin to collect that kill. Maybe two, actually. But, pretty bad laning stage for Newbee. The Axe can completely change this game for them, but already Tiny Wisp off to a good start. I guess they are farming well, at least. They're CSing quite nicely on Moo. That's their saving grace here. Is 3 of their heroes topping the CS charts, so with that, it is a fairly even game, but they're not shutting down the Tiny Wisp in terms of experience. Jug is still getting his levels, and do have to worry a bit about the snowball potential from the Wisp-Tiny combination in the mid-game. For Newbee, it's going to be about getting the Blink Dagger and Axe, and then using that to kind of control the tempo, set up their kills around the map. Trent's now up in the co-op. And they can pretty much just leave her bottom. There's very little kill potential here for DK. There's actually a lot for Moo, though.
You are simply
Brings Black down super low. And now onto mid. Toss straight up and down for the Lich. Virgo just racking up the frags here. Well, even if they lose, he's going to have a fun game. Already with the Quelling Blade, the Stout Shield, everything coming out. A lot of early game items being picked up here. That Stout Shield, a very good value item versus the Axe, as it will mitigate the counter Helix damage. I think it's worth even going back for it, even if it's not a standard go-to item on the Tiny mid. We'll drop down to the Observer Ward here. It's under a Radiant Sentry, but there was no actual vision of it. It's more if they just happen to walk towards this rune, this will get dewarded. They're likely to check it at 6 minutes. We'll probably see Virgo just clear out the wave with a toss here and go for the rune, or maybe not. They're just gonna run there together. Nope, they're not. Oh, okay. They've seen the ward. Now gonna chase Shang. They even stampede their way forward to set up this kill. Gets off the avalanche, and with that, maybe the death of Shang. Can they bring him down in time? Axe is coming, though. Very risky maneuver here. Just walks him back in towards the creep wave. Didn't even call. Goes for the chuck. Not enough to kill off Shang. Now stampede down. I'm not sure if it was used for anything. I don't think anything else was going on. Looks like Jug was fine. They're just gonna stick around top. They do have this ward around the tree line, and all they need is the toss onto Shang, and yeah, well, see you later. Oh, cool Observer Ward there. Still, they're leaving this mid lane empty, and Rubik may pay for it. They're going to go in on June. Not done just yet. He is fairly tanky and has the call. He's going to pull Virgo way back. Now the TP rotation comes in. No, that didn't happen. Looks like got canceled. It's just a manual cancel, not a stun disable. What is this ward? You can't even see it. How do you even deward that thing? I mean, the only reason I say it is because of the health bar. Huh. That gives really good vision. I think I've seen wards in that area, but I don't think I've seen a ward under that cliff before. Part of it's just the camera angle for Dota, where it's slightly, it's not straight down, it's kind of coming slightly from an angle. Does make it hard to deward though. Okay, so if you're Newbee now, you are going to get your Blink on X suit, and that is your key item here. You're farming well on your cores, still in a good position this game, actually leading in terms of gold and experience. But you gotta do something to slow down this Toady. He's getting a bit out of control. With Stampede, they could set up kills even before Centaur gets a Blink, and You know once you get into the mid-game and they have the Centaur blink, relocate, and Jug with just like whatever items he can cobble together. Heroes who go off on their own will die. Quap can maybe blink out from relocate ganks, but there's at least 3 to 4 heroes here who can be burst down. Rabbit can probably escape. I mean, maybe their 3 cores even live, but their supports are very likely to be punished by relocate. For now, though, the pressure continues in the lanes. Mood dominating bottom, just pushing that tower in June. The Blink Dagger was purchased, I believe. Yeah, just sitting on the courier along with the smoke. It seems he's going to push this wave in, TP mid, and then immediately go for a smoke. And he was not seen by the Radiant Ward. So they don't know. And they're going to try to make their jump on mid. They want to slow down the Tony. They don't have the Lich ulti, but I don't think they need it either. As long as they get this initial blink call, should be a pretty easy kill. DK, though, retreat back to the woods. It's a good time for that. And instead, it looks like Newbee are going to head towards the south side, making their way up the ramp. Who do they actually run into first? That they really want to find a big hero. And as they swing around, it looks like they missed everyone just barely. Oh no, Newbee. So unlucky. Now it's DK's turn to smoke. Well, maybe not unlucky. Who's going to see who first? The smoke is going to dissipate momentarily on Newbee, and it's while DK are still under cover of it. But Rabbit, I think, the one pinning out this lane, saying, you know what, guys, something's not right here. They see Banana. They don't see anyone else. Are they going to go for a risky play? Here they are. Omni Slash comes in. Oh, no Blade Fury Mono, though. Destroy's going to get punished for this. That Centaur ult too late to save him, as Quap will end him. They just saw the Lich. I mean, they had to know there were other heroes in the neighborhood. There was a hero pushing the tower. There were 2 heroes off the map. They were just kind of hoping that the Omni Slash would only hit the Lich and they could just kill him from full HP, but not the case. With that, they lose the tower. They'll give up a kill. And their Omni Slash is now on cooldown. The real winner, though, for DK, as bad as that looks, is In July is having a decent time of it top now. He lanes against an Axe as a Centaur. You are going to struggle there. That's just a matchup issue. But he got some catch-up time, some personal time, and just close in on his Blink Dagger. If you're just joining us, folks, I see a lot of you slowly making your way to your seats. Thank you for joining us. This is game 1 of a best of 3. Pretty big match for both teams. My cat was throwing a bit of a fit. He always wants to come in my room, and then as soon as he's in here, he wants to leave. You can't make him happy. But yeah, DK. Got to get the Blink Dagger in July. This could be the cue for a smoke gank as soon as they complete it. Ideally, you want your Tiny Wisp to relocate in, and then you just have the Centaur as the one who starts the fight. Not the easiest lineup to gank, though. The Axe has a blink. The Quap has obviously a built-in blink. Morphline's pretty mobile. You really have to find that blink stomp from Centaur as you started. If that doesn't connect, those heroes are likely to just run away. So the real point of contention will come from the top side, where Injuly gets caught. No, he's so close to the blink. But close doesn't count for Squat here. I was at 2190 gold, needed just 60 more to buy it. Couldn't in time, and well, that puts him back a solid 300. Game's starting to spiral a bit for DK now. It looked like they had such a good start on the Tiny, but nothing else has gone well for them. And Newbee, as they walk into the mid-game, are getting their core items out. They start taking towers. They're getting good wards down. They're going to have more eyes around the map if DK go for relocate plays, smoke ganks. They're more likely to see the relocate, to see that hero setting up the initial jump. And they're the ones who are currently crafting a little ambush here. It's Shang very deep in. Hiding out of tower vision. No hero in July, and... Oh, no. No. Doesn't want him, I guess. It was slightly risky, I suppose. You have to worry about the relocate, but they have 5 heroes top. I think they could... And they have Chain Frost. I honestly feel like they could have just killed him, but gonna play it safe in July. Dodging a bullet. Newbee showing a little bit of mercy here. And that will allow him to get his blink. Oh, 100 gold. One more creep wave. You can do it in July. He needs it too. Destroy getting spotted out here. He does manage to Blade Fury, but that's not going to matter. Moose just seals his fate with the ulti as Black will TP out. Ooh, close call. Barely able to make it back towards base. They're just getting run over. They're losing all their other towers. Tier 1's going to go down mid. Newbee just systematically walking around the map, dismantling DK in game 1. This may be our quickest game of the day at this rate. Quap Orchid probably coming soon. Let's see, any components. It has the second Oblivion Staff almost complete. It's just going to be like a 17-minute Orchid at the latest, and this will just make life even more difficult for your Juggernaut, your Wisp, hell, the Centaur as well. You won't be able to stampede away. Newbee, not done yet. They want to take that last outer tower. It looks like they... Or maybe the Roche first. They're going to head towards bottom. Vanguard's up on the Axe. Medallion comes out for the Lich, and DK just kind of airballing on these gank attempts. They moved into the Dire Woods, didn't find anyone, and now Newbee just waiting for the Medallion to arrive, and we'll most likely see them march into the pit. Maybe they take that fight first. And this is not what you want to see out of a Tiny Wisp lineup. When they're forced to 5-man, you're already winning in terms of strategy. They are 5-manning with Tiny Wisp. Just everybody grouped up, pushing the top lane. Basically forfeiting the Roche if it's going on, and I mean, there's not a whole lot else they can do here. They just don't have the map control. The only heroes they can reliably relocate are maybe Lich or Lion, and even then, ganking them is a little risky. You walk into the 2-hero pale, then the Wisp will just insta-die to the finger, and of course you could get Chain Frost and just blown up, so maybe there's no heroes they can reliably relocate gank, given how the game's developed. Now Moo will grab his Aegis to go with the Orchid, and it's looking good for Newbee. They're going to try to push bottom lane, probably closing in on a tier 2 mid and bottom very soon, and if they grab these towers, then map control will be completely theirs for the foreseeable future.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
I am not bullying the cats. The cats like to make little whining, yipping noises for no reason. Because they're cats and they want attention. I can't cast and bully the cats at the same time, guys. I don't have that kind of power. Gotta control the camera with my hand, so no. They are not being abused. They are just greedy for attention. Oh. Newbee are greedy for a quick win. They're gonna jump as DK smoke. I feel like they might have even been in Vision. Oh, they're gonna try for this initiation in July. He sees Rabbit in front, has a replicate out, and that's just not a kill. Easy map control right now. It's getting desperate for DK. The whole idea of Tiny Wisp is that you force your opponents to play defensive because they always have to worry about getting relocate ganked, but that's just not happening right now. Maybe this changes though. They jump on the Rabbit mid lane. Oh, Axe was waiting. Now they relocate. Everything committed for a Morphling. Who's gonna strength morph? Lives through it. Oh god. Well, this is not a good fight. Run! Tiny wants to Vivi farm his ancient stack. That ain't happening. Centaur goes in, me hero stomp, big combo plays, gets nothing! Nothing! Nothing. Just gets wrecked. And they're probably gonna steal the stack next, I imagine. I'm not sure if they know it's here, but if that axe just happens to poke his ugly head up the hill, then that'll be a free collection of ancients for him.
Double damage.
Okay. Pings come out. Maybe wants the team to show up. He can start spinning and bringing the stack down nice and quick. If you're DK, you need to send the whole gang to the Ancients right now. But Newbee are going to be waiting for this. They have the Aegis on the Creed of Pain. They'll push in mid lane first, and then DK either defend mid or they start taking damage on their tier 2. And as Newbee kind of force that reaction, then they walk in and look to collect the Ancients. And good zoning here by Moo. With the Aegis going to force Black back, Blink call. Looks like it's slightly off the mark, as they will counter-initiate, pop that Aegis. But now, if they want, Newbee can just back off and collect what's rightfully theirs. Now it seems they want Mr. Virgo. Blink. Nope, a good chuck back. He chucks him mid-Blink call, and unable to get the call off. Oh, they'll defensive relocate, and Axe will find 2 other heroes instead. Okay, you guys can go back to the well. I'm going to kill your buddies. You got nothing to come home to, and now, well, when they come back, they're at least losing the Wisp. Super, trying to tether. Tethers right into June's waiting arms. Everybody waiting for that. 5 heroes for Newbee. Going down towards the Ancients now. They're going to clear out the top lane. 4 heroes died for DK. Now an Ancient stack stolen. This is brutal to witness. 15, 16k net worth lead. You're looking at a 12, 13k experience lead. Big items en route, I'm sure. What do we have coming out now? 4 staff for June. Oh, baby. Nothing too big there. I guess it's less the items Newbee are getting and more the items that DK are not getting. Tiny's got Ags, that's it. He's picked up a casual belt of giant strength, I think just so he could spend his gold. I don't know, what are we seeing here? The Sanjin Yasha Tiny, the Basher Tiny. Being forced to even pick up this item on Tidy is a bad side for your long-term chances. Good map control from Newbee. They'll want to keep it up here. Make their way onto mid. Oh, they might find Virgo. Doesn't have his Wisp too close by. He'll be okay. Very close, though. Forts will get dropped now behind the tower. This vision from Newbee has just been so good all game long. Centaur's going to start off. Jumps onto Banana. Can't even get that kill, though. Tidy Wisp trying to jump onto Sand Chain. They can't get that kill either. They will manage to dodge the Chain Frost pretty nicely, though. Juggernaut making a 2 for nothing here so far, but blinking in his Moo, following up his June. It's a 2 for 2 now. It's about as good as it gets for DK. Can they make it better? Chase goes out. Moo gonna retreat. I think Newbee just have to accept that that was not the best fight for them and play a little more defensively. Maybe they'll siege the tower. Got caught with their pants down trying to drop that ward. There was a high ground ward here for the Radiant, scouting a lot of that movement out.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Three heroes in the top 3 for net worth. Newbee. Try to think, at this point, I'm not sure. I don't think there's any one thing that they need to win the game. It's not like there's like a single item that just instantly allows you to break high ground for this team. Such as like a Shadow Fiend BKB can or you know, the Medusa Scotty can occasionally be, okay, you get the one big item on a carry, now you can just 5-man push down mid. It's just going to be a collection of smaller items and pickups across the board that they look for. Rabbit maybe goes into his Manta now, perhaps a shotgun. It could go pretty well with all the magic damage they have from the Lion, the Scream from the Queen of Pain, the Morphlene's own magic damage. Axe looks like he wants to go Ags. BKB would not be a bad choice at all either. Queen of Pain, maybe your Hex comes next. Or it looks like she's even going to double Ags potentially. But yeah, this may take a while for Newbee to close out the game. They're not the best lineup at breaking the base. They do not want to feed the Tiny Wisp. One bad fight is like a 6k gold swing or something like that. So best to play it safe. Wait for the next stage. Just get your next item on each hero, and then you can think about going for it. So it looks like he sold the... No, he's sitting on the Belt of Giant Strain. I guess we might see our Sanji Yasha tiny. I think he may have just panic spent his gold and is like, okay, I'm not actually building that. I need to just get my Manta. Seems a little more likely. Newbee gonna make their way top now. They're scouted out by some Radiant Wards. Newbee have a gem as well. I was just about to say, I feel like there's no way that DK should be allowed to have wards on the map, but they are correcting that mistake very quickly. It's a desperate movement by DK. They're just like, let's migrate to the Newbee side of the map. Try to get something going here. Certain July gonna see his first creep camp in a while. The jungle has not been farmable. Oh, they did find the Wisp. They found the Wisp. They're gonna find the Tiny as well. I thought they'd be able to TP out sooner. I'm not sure. I felt like they had like enough time if they just TP'd out immediately to live, but maybe Morphling able to find one with an adaptive strike to start that off. Either way, they lose their Tiny Wisp again. The things not looking so hot. I mean, DK have great late game in theory with Tiny Wisp, Juggernaut, but we're looking at items on a Jug and a Tiny that they should have at like the 15 to 17 minute mark, I would say. The items simply aren't there for now. And when June's just able to park himself directly outside your base, taunt you to come after him, you know you're in trouble. There will be a retreat attempted by Destroy here. As they relocate bottom, but they do it without their Juggernaut, who already left the fight. They really want this gem from Sanctuary. They're going to get it, but immediately will be forced back and punished and finished off. It was a noble effort, but it's a lion for a Tiny Wisp. That's really unfortunate. I don't think they expected Destroy to TP out. They were probably hoping that he would also join them. It'll be June's turn to initiate. He jumps on mid and oh, no chop required. They'll do it the good old-fashioned way with the blender. That's Rubik puree coming out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sadly, this DK not living up to the legendary name, I have to say. They've had a moment here or there over the history of this new roster, but they are very much more of a tier 2 / tier 3 kind of amateur team from China. Still have a lot to prove, still have a long ways to go, and I guess this is just not their day. Who's the best of 3, though? We'll see if they can bounce back, but at this point, it will take throws. It will take some serious throws. Super running for his life. The Queen of Pain just menacing him. It's always a concern when you're running Tiny Wisp and the Wisp is so squishy that it could just be one shot by a single enemy hero. Lion is the level 2 ulti. I think that's enough for him to kill with an Impale finger, but it's not that easy to hit the Impale on Wisp. She's a slippery one. Okay, it is Sanji Yasha Tiny. You know you're losing when. This is one of those whens. Manta's really good this game too. Quappa's Orchid. Shotgun can be removed by the Manta, but he's just trying to buy whatever he can right now. They'll find Super though. Wisp in the front. Dunked from like half health or even more than half health, I think. As Rabbit will get tossed back up and down. Still can't kill him off. They do manage to get a courier. Oh, Dire Courier got killed. Oh, Ghost Scepter was on it. Not that it matters. There's your gigantic Queen of Pain ultimate. Was it stolen? Dunk? No, got the Scream. That was gargantuan. In July coming in, he'll get one kill. He pops the Aegis, and he's probably going to pay with his life. Now Newbee chasing back the other way. See you later, Centaur. Scream Wars. But Moo's got a little more health, a little extra firepower to work with. It seems at long last Newbee are going to punch through the defenses here. They bought back on 2. They're Centaur, they're tiny. Any dream of moving on from Sanji Yasha is short-lived, it seems. Maybe if he gets this Rabbit kill, doesn't have Aegis anymore, has Manta. Used to Strength Morph. Replicate could also be picked up. They're going to commit for this. He's trying to run, and he will manage to replicate away just a little bit farther back. Lives to tell the tale as the Queen of Pain. Again, a leap in, another takedown for Moo. 8-0 and 11. Now, I mean, look at the lane. It was a Lion Queen of Pain against a Juggernaut Rubik. Boots on the line at level 1. There's very little way for New DK to win that lane. And they didn't have a lineup that could really rotate. Wisp had to stay mid to protect and help the tiny farm. The Centaur was just trapped top on his own. 1v1 against Axe. Newbee just had the better lanes. And outside of mid, where they got the Avalanche toss kills, but they just lost in terms of CS so hard, it didn't matter. It did look for a little while like DK were getting enough kills that they could make up for the CS disadvantage, but nope. They've given up. GG. We are going to a game 2. Not as quick of a game as I thought it might be. They at least hang in there for 30 minutes, but in the end, they have nothing in the tank. With a win here, Newbee would improve to 2-0. They'd be in pole position to move right along into Phase 2 of China, where they just have to be one of the top 2 teams there. So only have to surpass one other team to make your way in. But well, with that said, guys, it's going to be a Game 1 victory for Newbee. Game 2 is coming up. I'm LD at Beyond the Summit. You can follow me on Twitter if you'd like, at LDdota, at Beyond the Summit. Thanks for joining us. Game 2 in a jiffy.